Bentornati tifosi napolitani, fellas and bellas, to the Napoli Rant. I am Raffa again, going solo. Raff Bizzarro, where are you? What's going on? Oh man, Bizzarro is busy again. The biz is busy. But yeah, guys, I'm here. I'm gonna hold the fort down once again. And I just wanted to say thank you all for coming in and for waiting. Obviously, it takes me a little while to get these things going without the biz handling the biz, but he's handling the biz elsewhere right now. So we missed Monday. Sorry about that. So I promised you guys that we'd be here today, and here we are. First comment in the chat gets on, of course, and it's definitely not racist. It's Michele Scottafiluccio. I'm wondering if he's talking about the Ossi cake that just came out, which looks delicious, by the way. Even on the keto diet, I think I would eat some of that. Yeah, so thanks, Michele, for being our first comment. And thank you, everybody that's in the chat. We got a big show today. Well, we got a good show today. Napoli defeat Empoli, plus 18. Inter losing to Bologna. We're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to crown a beast of the match. Once again, I don't have the capability to show the picture for the beast, so I'll show you on the phone. But we're going to crown it anyway. And then we're going to look a little bit ahead to Napoli Lazio at the end of the show. And in the middle of the show, we're going to talk about our fire February. What a February we had. Impenetrable Napoli was. Historically we do decent in February. I've looked at a past couple of seasons, and we're going to learn together how we've done I don't remember exactly how we did in our like most recent seasons, but I know in like 17, 18, and 18, 19 we did pretty well. So traditionally we're pretty good, but not this good, not as good as we've been. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna really quick before I do move on to everything, I do want to mention that Napoli, our next tri-state Napoli club meets have been announced, and we are going to be at Ribalta for both of them. Wednesday, March 15th for the Napoli Frankfurt second leg. We're going to be there it's a 4:00 kickoff, so try to get there pretty early. I would say like 3 the latest to try to get there. But we're going to be there showing up and showing out. Come hang out with us on that day so we can celebrate. Hopefully, I think it's in the bag, but hopefully we celebrate that day qualification to the the quarterfinals, which is the furthest we've ever gone in the Champions League, the Europe's elite tournament. So that will be kind of special to be there for. And then again, it is Napoli Milan match day 28 Serie A. That is on Sunday, April 2nd, at 2:45 p.m. Eastern. Please show up. Again, both of those meets will be at Ribalta in New York City and Manhattan. Get at try underscore Napoli Club for more information on all of that. And I thank you for that. And then also, I want you guys to please listen to Biz as he delivers a special message.
Show your support by subscribing to our YouTube channel and be sure to give this episode a like.
Yes, please like and support our channel. Subscribe to our YouTube. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. We're somewhat there almost, but we want to get there. So please help us out. We did just hit 1,000 followers on Twitter. So I want to say thank you to everybody who supports us and Tri-State Napoli Club as well, as they've hit 1,020 now, I believe. And yeah, there you go. I'm gonna read a little bit of the chat before we get into Empoli Napoli. Let's see here who's with us. Akramone is here, of course. 9:05 the line. I don't know exactly what time it was that I started, guys, so you got to let me know. Wonder Toronto is saying 9:05 was the line, and the over it is. Okay. All right, Akramone, you got me. Let's see. Vincenzo's in here. Michael's in here. Pasquale's in here. Mike Scotto Di Lucio once again. Rispo about to give me the biz. That's right. Francesco Valenti, yo, what's up, my man? Plus 18. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Carmelo, it is 2 games. Carmelo Frazzetto comes in and asks any news on how many games for Mary. 2 games as predicted by those. Oh, I also want to say thank you for those who are here that might have showed up at the club meet at Luna this past Saturday. Biz and I were fortunate enough to hang with Gaetano, Peter, and a bunch of other people at the meet. My kids were there. Ali came too. Of course, Gaetano's family was there. The kids loved things. Check out our social medias for pictures, and it was a really good time. I know Mike Rinaldi, who's in here, was at the Philly meet. Phil had a meet out there. Judy Fan Phil with Mike Rinaldi. There was a Philly meet. I was in Philadelphia before that, before our New Jersey club meet, and I promised them that I will be at a club meet there too. But Mike Rinaldi says sorry he can't go to those things because he'll be at the Maradona watching it, which is dope. I appreciate that, my friend. I do appreciate that. All right, you guys. I say Brian Woods is in. When is your audition for Lord of the Rings: Rings of Power? Tomorrow. I also get called. What's the Rock's character in that movie Moana? What is that? Maui. Yeah, I could called him a lot. Yeah. So yeah, hair is down today, really curly. I put some shine in it today. I put some shine in the beard too, because I knew I was going solo. All right, you guys. Let's go. Hold on. Pasquale says, I can't tell if it's Luperto doing the rant or Raffa. Luperto will never have my kind of hair, my friend. He'll never have my. He's trying, but he'll never have it. But yeah, all right, guys. So Empoli Napoli was, it was a really tough game to gauge. Napoli had a little bit of difficulty in the beginning, but nothing too serious. Meret made a couple saves. In the first half, we did have a really nice goal. I think I almost said a girl. A really nice goal. On a masterful. It was on a corner again. We took a short corner. Zielinski gets the ball to Mary gets the ball to Kvaratskhelia, who lays off this lob pass over everybody. It was like a rainbow. It was special. And at the end of the rainbow was the pot of gold that was Zielinski's foot, and causing Ismaili to miskick his clearance and get it into the back of the net. Pass Vicario for 1-0, but just a great sequence. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm sure. I mean, listen, everybody watching now live has seen it, I'm sure. But if you're listening or watching, thank you. Shout out to the listeners on Far from Vesuvius as well. Go see it if you haven't seen it. It was absolutely tremendous. Kvaratskhelia again, the way he lobs the ball, it's like it wasn't just a pat, it wasn't just a touch with the foot. It was like I can't even explain it. It was like a flick with his foot, and it's like one of those like pool shots that you hit, that you curve, like you're like he it's like he controlled his foot with something else. It was really crazy. 1-0 early on, and then we get the second goal on again Kvaratskhelia. This time a ball from Zielinski off the corner. I think it was off the corner, but anyway, Zielinski gets the ball to Kvaratskhelia, who's on the same side where he took the pass on the left. And it's crazy because when Zielinski passed the ball to Kvara, and Kvara touched it one time, the ball was spinning like it was spinning like crazy, like a top spinner, right? Like a top spin, one of those dreidels, right? And the touch that the shot that he put on Vicario, and he couldn't, control he made the save, but he couldn't control it. Right to Osimhen's foot, who just tapped it right in. His 19th goal of the season, 2-0. That was kind of it. I mean, we had a good game by Chucky Lozano. Very, very good game. He's getting better every single game we play. Zielinski got really stuck in there. Kvaratskhelia had good numbers. Osimhen did his Osimhen thing. And Mario Rui was doing his thing too. Lobotka, Anguissa, obviously Kim had that one shoulder shot hit the crossbar in the first half as well. It could have been 3 or 4. There was that one again, that pressure, that Napoli pressure that's scaring everyone. It's scaring every team's defense. They're causing them to make mistakes. And again, it happened where Osimhen had a ball that was just a mistake by the defense, one-on-one with the keeper, but Vicario made a nice save. It could have been 4-0 at the half. Excuse me. Second half was a little bit different. I mean, we did see a couple more chances from Empoli. They had some good plays. That guy Balzani, he's really good. Also, I really like who's the other player I can't think of. Italian kid, I forgot his name. Just super good, super nice. It's a good team, Empoli. Their stance in the league, I don't think is a really direct vision of what they are. They're a very good team, sort of like Cremonese, who got their first win against Roma. They deserve to have a lot more wins in Serie A, but they just don't. And then Mario Rui, the nut tap for the red card, the straight red, and he got 2 games, and that's listen, it's the first own goal to benefit us this season. And it's the first red card we received this season. And it took us to the end of February to get that, and I really do, I think Napoli have really done a good job in controlling their tempers on the pitch, but something happened with Mario Rui where he just kind of snapped, but at the end of the day, Napoli get the 2-0. It's another win. It's 8 straight now in Serie A after having gone 11 straight wins in Serie A. Losing to Inter and then winning the next 8 again. I mean, we're on, to get to 11 straight, we'd have to beat Lazio, Atalanta, and then after that, I think it's Salernitana, but I don't remember. But yeah, so we're not. It's Torino. Sorry, Torino. But we're flying, man. We're flying. And then, like I said, Inter lose Sunday morning early. I woke up, I saw the second half of that. Bologna destroyed Inter. Inter really had no idea what was going on. Bologna was all over the place. Thiago Motta has them playing like out of their minds. He really does. Good job. Good job by all of them. The goal came from Orsolini. It was coming too. It was coming. Plus 18, guys. We're plus 18 in the standings. There's it's insurmountable. It's insurmountable at this point, because we went from, I believe at the beginning of February, we went from plus 13 and now we're at a plus 18. And it's absolutely insurmountable. There's no way Inter or any other team are coming back. You can give Juve their points back. I don't care. They can have them. They're crying so much about their points. Take them. You're still 15 behind us. Doesn't really matter. And that's that. I mean, I don't really have much else to say about the game, except we'll crown the beast of the match in just a few minutes. But I'm going to hit the chat here. I'm going to take a look and see what's going on and who's saying what. Let's see. Carl Herbert was in, but he was out. He said he's headed to bed. Yeah, Napoli Club Toronto comes in. Rui suspended for 2 games, but should be benched for an additional 2 for such a stupid play. Yeah, I understand. I get where you're coming from, guys, but at the same time, I would never do that. Not till things are, pretty much wrapped up. Mario Rui is still one of the best defenders in the league this season, and he's very useful, and he will be rested up for the Champions League match, that's for sure, because he's not suspended in the Champions League. Let's not forget that, right? He'll play against Frankfurt for sure, especially since Oliveira has to play these next 2 games. Brian Walsh says, or let's talk about how we keep this team together. I think we're pretty together, man. Antonio Acramone At some point in that game, it looked like Napoli were practicing and not playing a game. Yes, we were talking about that at the club meet. It just looked like a training session. It really did. After the goals, we just kind of just went into training mode. And, I can't blame them. They're tired. Speaking of tired, guys, I feel like I'm insulting you by yawning in your face here, but I've been working all day. Sorry, guys. I actually been nonstop since it's one of the other reasons we didn't go on Mondays because I've just been absolutely swamped with everything since the club meet, since the trip, that we took. I took a few days off, so trying to get back into a rhythm here, and it's tough, but here I am, guys. Carmelo Frazetto is Osimhen goal, Ossiheim goal. He spells it Ossiheim. I have that Peter Scala sent me this TikTok where this guy's trying to bet, and he bet Vinicius to score and Osimhen to score. And the way he says Osimhen's name is just so cringe. Oshinheim. Osimhen's goal was a Kvara goal involvement, wasn't it? It was. It definitely was. Yeah, guys. So Empoli, we go to Empoli, we win in February, and that's unbeatable in February, and that is we actually have not given up a goal in the month of February, which is absolutely just amazing. And I don't even know how many shots. Can somebody on here help me out? Tell me how many shots we faced. It can't be that much. I mean, Medic didn't have a lot to do about it. I really don't think Medic had a lot to do. Let's see. Live time. I got my phone here, so let's take a look. So February 3rd, right? Let's take a look. Was it February 3rd? Yeah. No, February 5th. Spezia Napoli 3-0, right? Let's see. Stats. Spezia shots on goal. Well, it says total shots 9. But let's see. Shots on target 3. Okay. 3 shots on target for Spezia. Let's see. Cremonese, another 3-0. It's like 3-0, 3-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. Cremonese shots on target 1, so that's 4 total. Sassuolo, right? Sassuolo, let's see. 4 shots on target. That's right. Medet made a few saves there. So there you go. We got 8 shots there. And then Empoli. Well, we had Frankfurt too, where I don't think they pulled off a shot on target. I think they did have 1. 6 shots on sorry, 2 shots on target, and then Frankfurt. So that's 10. Frankfurt 1. Yes, they had 1 shot on target. So 10 shots on target in Serie A, 11 altogether, 0 goals. Right now, I hear CBS crew talk about the defense at Napoli. Sometimes they're a little shaky, this and that. Right now, how can you say things like that when we went all month long without giving up a single goal? Again, right? Empoli, Spezia 3-0, Cremonese 3-0, Sassuolo 2-0, Frankfurt 2-0, Empoli 2-0. Right? The last time we gave up a goal was the game against Roma, 2-1. Before that, we beat Salernitana 2-0. Right? We had the Coppa Italia game. Before that was Juve, 1 goal against. And then Sampdoria blanked them 2-0. And we gave up a goal that we lost against Inter. So since the World Cup break, since being back from the World Cup break, Napoli have given up a total of, in the league, 2 goals. Sorry, 3 goals. 3 goals. In 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. 3 goals in 9 games. Outstanding. 15 goals against in the season. 15. I remember saying how impressive the 2016-17 team was for only giving up 17 goals in the second half of the season, the ritorno part of the season. They give up 17 goals that half of the season. And I was impressed by that because that's 17 goals in 19 games. So that's, do the average. It's less than a goal a game given up, right? We've only given up 15 goals in 24 games in Serie A. That's amazing. That's insane. Insane. And February, not only did we give up only 3 goals all since the World Cup break, but in February, none, obviously. But also, Osimhen has 8 goals. No, is it 8 goals in 10 games? He scored in 8 straight games. That's what it is. He has scored in 8 straight games. I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible. There's nothing else to say. I mean, what more do we have to do to prove that we're here? And I'm looking at Carmelo Frazetto, and I don't want to shout people out, but don't listen to Mr. Grella. He hates us. He really does, man. Because he gives us a real hard time. He really does. He always does. Always. Like, we can't do anything right by him for some reason. And it's pretty crazy if you ask me. Right? Let's see. What else was I trying to look at? I was looking at the Osimhen stat. 19 goals, 3 assists, 10 goals, 9 assists. Lozano, 3 goals, 3 assists. I'm looking at the team. Zielinski 6-3, 3 goals, 6 assists. Lobotka 1-1. The whole entire starting lineup, besides Marui and Meret, has scored goals and have assists. Everybody has an assist on this team. Every last player has at least 1 assist. This is amazing. This is amazing times. We lead in every single department. I think Osimhen scored the best goal in February, that goal against Sassuolo. There's nothing else to say. There's nothing else to say. I mean, our February was amazing. Now let's take a look here, right? We're going to take a look at I do have here 2017-18's February, right? Let's compare, right? Now, Benevento, Lazio, Spal, and Cagliari. Those were the 4 games we played in February 2018, right? That was the last time we came as close as we were going to in the Scudetto. That was the 91-point season and all that, right? We beat Benevento 2-0. We beat Lazio 4-1. We beat Spal 1-0. We beat Cagliari 5-0. So really, really good. Only 1 goal given up. Undefeated in February, But then we did have that Leipzig tie in the knockout phase, round of 32 in the Europa League, where we lost 3-1 in Naples and then won 2-0 in Leipzig, but Leipzig advanced. But so that was the only blemish in February that year. Then 2019, right, for the 1920 season, 2 wins, 2 draws. Defeated Sampdoria 3-0, tied to Fiorentina 0-0, tied to Torino 0-0, beat Parma 4-0. And then in Europe, we actually did good in Europe. Zurich, round of 32. Europa League, we won 3-1 in Zurich and won 2-0 in Naples. So that was our February. Still unbeaten in February. That was 2019, 2020. Then we go to 2021, which, let's see, 2020. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that was 18-19. So then 19-20. February in 2019, 2020, that was the bad year. That was the COVID year. That was the year we hired Gattuso. We were trying to come back. We had a dreadful January. It was really bad. But then in February, Sampdoria 4-2, we beat them. Lost to Lecce 3-2, but beat Cagliari 1-0, and then beat Brescia 2-1, and then beat Torino 2-1. And then we had our COVID happen. So that was it. So February, we had that one blemish against Lecce. which sucked. But that was also, I believe, that February was when we tied with Barcelona 1-1. Yeah, February 25th, 1-1, Barcelona. So that was pretty cool. Let's see what else. Was it Coppa Italia there too? No. Let's go to. So that February was kind of shaky. We were rebuilding. 2021 February. Let's see. Scroll down, guys. Thank you. Appreciate you guys being with me here. Look at this 2-1 loss to Genoa. 1-0 against Juventus. We beat them on an Insigne goal, penalty kick. Then lost to Atalanta 4-2. And then beat Benevento 2-0. That was February. So, guys, we had a championship caliber February. Coppa Italia, we tied Atalanta 0-0, then lost to them 3-1. And then that was 2021, 21-22. Let's take a look at February there. Venezia 2-0, beat them. Napoli tie Inter 1-1. Cagliari tie 1-1. Beat Lazio 2-1. So that was a good one too. But again, like I said, nothing like this season. And then last season, nope, that was last season. So there you have it. We had a record-breaking February. We're having a record-breaking season. 21 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss, right? We're on pace. We're literally on pace to hit. I think it's so if we were to tie 2 more matches and lose 1 more. So if we have an identical second half of the season as we did the first, what would that be? So we would drop another 7 points. So that's 14 total, right? 14 total points dropped in a season out of 38 games, right? Times 3, 114 possible points. So we'd have 100 points. So we're on pace for 100 points, which is just short of that 102. But the 102 is like a cherry on top of a cake. We're going to win the Scudetto, right? And now it's like we're chasing history, right? We want the Champions League. We're going to go all out on the Champions League. We may take the foot off the gas pedal for the Scudetto once that's closer to being clinched so that we can go after the Champions League. But in all honesty, I think we can do both, and I want that history-making season. I want to be the best team in Serie A history ever, especially after we lost all the players that we lost, right? I want to be that team that totally rebuilt to become the greatest team of all time, the greatest Serie A team of all time. And I don't care who says what about the Juventus team in 2014, because a lot of people are saying things like, I don't know if they're better than that team, and I don't know if they're better than this Milan team that, won a bunch of things, and I don't know if they're better. Maybe this is the beginning of a dynasty. If you take a look at that Juve team, right, that won 9 straight, you've got a team that didn't lose a game in Serie A. Granted, they had like 14 draws, right? Or 15, something like crazy like that. But they did not lose a match in that Serie A season, 2011-12, right? The first loss they suffered was the last game of the season, which was the Coppa Italia final that we beat them at, right? But that began a dynasty of 9 straight Scudetto. And in the middle of that, like I think it was Conte's last season was 2013-14, right? Was that 102-point season where I think they only lost 2 games. It must have drawn 3 or something like that. But the 102 points. Now, that was a record-breaking season, most points ever. And then I think one of the Inter teams won a Scudetto by 22 points. So here's a season where we have a chance to do both of that. Listen, Inter dropped 4 more points, and the other teams too. But Inter dropped 4 more points, and we continue to win. We can win this Scudetto by 22 points, more than that, even more than that. Can you believe that? Like, I understand. I know. I want the Scudetto. I know all I care about is wearing the patch in the middle of the kit, or my preference would be on the side of the kit, But what an experience this would be to not only do it, but do it in record-breaking fashion. Record-breaking. I mean, whether we win by 22 points or get the 102, even if we don't, this is still head and shoulders, like Vinny said here. Napoli is head and shoulders above any other in the ADL era. Yes. And it all is because of them. ADL and Giuntoli, where nobody had faith in them. None. Look at us. We are unstoppable right now. I get it. We have a lot of big teams coming up. We have Lazio, we have Atalanta back to back. We still have Juventus. We have to go to Turin for that, but we have to play Atalanta at home. We have to play Milan at home. We still have to play Inter at home. We still have tough teams like Bologna, which I believe is at home as well. I don't remember if that was at the San Paulo, at the Maradona, but either way, we have a lot of tough teams left still, but I think this team is on course to make history. Absolutely, positively make history. And it'll be great. It'll be great. I mean, we've got the Champions League coming, but we also have Napoli Lazio coming. Actually, you know what? Instead of Napoli Lazio, let's do the beast of the match. Let's do the beast of the match, guys. Who is your beast of the match for Empoli Napoli? Let me know. Give me your thoughts. Let's go back to that game, right? Who deserves it? Because honestly, this was a really, really tough call here. Ralph and I, we just didn't know. There were, listen, when you watch at a club meet, it's fun. You've got people there. You've got you've got a lot of talking going on. You've got a lot of mingling going on, and it's really cool. It's hard to focus in and like see who the beast is, or like see who played out, who stood out. But when you come back and watch it again and again and again, and you still can't figure it out, that's a tough one. So I don't know who you guys thought was the beast, but here is, I guess, let's see. Vincenzo says Rui beast, tongue in cheek. Antonio agrees. Tough one. Lozano did have a good game. That's what Antonio says. Acramone. Lozano or Lobotka for Francesco. And Antonio says Zielinski was really good also, which is true. And then I'm going to get back to something Franz said really quick off the B subject. Raff, what's crazy to me is the Roma match win was the deciding day. The game that made me absolutely sure it was over, and we all watched that together at Ribalta. You know what? I said the same thing on our chat. We have a chat in Twitter. I said the same thing. For me, that was when we won the Scudetto. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna celebrate the Scudetto obviously when we clinch it. But for me, that was it. That was it. I felt it that day. Not that I didn't against Juventus. Don't get me wrong. I did. Against Juventus, that 5-1, that was insane. I definitely felt something there. But, it was still, we were still 10 points ahead of them, that they were in second at the time. You never know, right? And that Roma game just for me was it. Carmelo says, I've seen a lot of Serie A, and if we win the Scudetto, there's only Saki Milan that's better than this team. By the way, Saki's Milan are the greatest club side ever, period. I might have to agree with that. I think maybe that's the Saki Milan that beat Napoli for the Scudetto in '88, and then won two straight Champions League. Yeah, I mean, and look, they put that team together like overnight as well, right? I'm telling you, this could be the start of a dynasty for us. I'm telling you right now, this team that gets called, you know, the I see why some people might have some struggles putting this team up as one of the best of all time in Italy. Anyway, right? But that's probably because it's only the beginning. If Napoli win the next couple Scudetti and or maybe every other or so, or win in Europe too, I think the more Napoli contend and make win trophies with this current group, right? If we can keep them together, which I think we should be able to for a little bit, right? This team may be heralded at one point as the greatest team of all time. And honestly, like I said, if we hit the points, we have the stats to back it up. I know there are a lot of things that stats don't show, but I mean, when you get to 102 points and win by 22 or more points, that's hard to argue. It really is hard to argue. But Carmelo says that when he's in doubt, he always goes Lobocop. So let's go ahead and announce this beast of the match for everybody, guys. This was a tough call, like I said. Once again, like I said earlier when I started the show, if you guys just came in or if you came in after you caught this, I do not have the capability of showing on the screen who our beast of the match is. So I will definitely, make up for that. And yeah, like I said, I really do. Sorry, 1 second, guys. Having some trouble. I really do think a lot of people played really good in this game. There's not one solo beast, right? In my opinion, but we did pick one, and here it is. Yes, it's Piotr Zielinski, everybody. Piotr Zielinski is the winner of the Beast of the Match. Sorry, you guys can't see it really well, but here it is. Beast of the Match, Piotr Zielinski. So we had Zielinski as Beast early on. He definitely got. I feel like he made a lot more runs than he was in the past couple games. Like I feel like Raff and I were talking about this last week or 2 weeks ago. It might have been in private, it might have been on the show, but we were like, Zielinski, he really has been quiet lately. It's the midfield has been the Lobotka and Gisa show, right? And Zielinski kind of is. I think maybe he's a product of a good system working itself, and him sort of being part and parcel of the attack. But when the attack is working, he's kind of left in limbo, I think, But in this match, he really got there. He obviously he had the touch for the own goal. He created that from the Kvara pass. He laid the pass off to Kvara, who took the shot that was saved but parried in, by Osimhen. And I just saw him making better runs, like getting a foot onto a ball to clear a shot for Anguissa in the second half. Just kind of maneuvering himself to get into open space. He had a one touch in the game that was really good. At some point in the game, and it was that might have been the one, the Anguissa one, right? And he is part and parcel the best midfielder, in my opinion, in Serie A. I think he was robbed of midfielder of the year when Barella won a couple seasons ago. He had 10 goals, 10 assists. And I mean, he doesn't have that many goals right now, but he's got 6 assists in the season, right? And I think he really does deserve an accolade. So there you go, guys. Piotr Zielinski, beast of the match. I mean, Lozano was man of the match. That's by far, he was probably the best player on the pitch. It's probably was one of his best performances of the season, and I do agree that he could have had a shout for beast, but I think Zielinski did a lot of good things too. He was third highest rated in on FootMob. Obviously, Osimhen had a high rating too. Kvara did really well. Beast worthy for sure. Anguissa played really well, which we've been missing for a little bit. He's starting to come around too. Guys, I just gotta say, I mean, and then it just for me, Di Lorenzo too, another great match. Rahmani too. Just the whole team played really well. The Mario Rui thing is leaving a kind of a sour taste in my mouth. It really is. I do wish he kind of helped himself, like held himself, together for that shot that he took on the Empoli player. That was kind of low, and we knew it. But yeah, for a veteran like Zielinski, I'm happy that we were able to give him this accolade. Well done, Piotr Zielinski. And we now move to looking ahead at Napoli Lazio. At the Maradona, no Mario Rui, obviously. I guess what I'm going to do is give a prediction of our lineup, kind of like what Joe Fischetti does. I'm not going to do Lazio's prediction because I really don't care. But I think you're going to see the same exact team that you've seen, except for Oliveira on the right. I'm sorry, on the left. Right? I think we go at it. We have to. This is Lazio. It's still Sadi team, still a dangerous team. They still have Immobile. They still have Milinkovic Savic. They still have Luis Alberto. And they still have Zaccagni, and they still have a great team, right? And they have Provedel, who's one of the best keepers in Italy. Napoli Lazio is going to be a big one. This is going to be another test. It's going to be another test. I know we're home. I know we're unbeatable at home, but it's going to be a great test for us to show what we can do, against a bigger side. And they have something to fight for too, guys, right? They have Champions League they're trying to get into. They currently sit fourth because of Roma's loss to Cremonese. They're at 45 points. A win against Napoli could see them ahead of Inter and Milan, because that would put them at 48, right? And then Inter play against Lecce, which is tough. I know they just lost too, but it's tough. Lecce is a tough team. They gave them problems in the first game of the season, if you don't remember. It took a last minute, like ultra tap in from Lukaku to tie the game, and it ended 1-1, or Lecce were about to win, right? And then Milan this weekend play Fiorentina, which is another tough game. I know Fiorentina haven't been doing that great, but they just won 3-0, and they have a win. I know Milan are good. Zlatan's back. They're playing really well, but those are tough teams, and those are tough games. And Lazio do have a chance. Now Roma play Juve. Who knows what's going to happen there? It's in Rome. Juve's Juve, right? That game is always fiery. I believe Juve's won a few of the last ones, right? The last couple ones. If I'm not mistaken, the last game was 1-1 this season, but that crazy 4-3 of last season, then a 1-0, 2-0, 2-2. The last time Roma beat them was on August 1st, 2020, 3-1, right? That's a big one, right? So you've got these teams fighting for Europe, right? And Lazio is no different, right? They're trying to get into the Champions League. They're also trying to win the Conference League. Could happen, right? Could happen. Italy and Europe. Let's talk about that for 2 seconds. Wow. Wow, Italy and Europe, man. Now I know. Listen, I know we have to like we're always not we're very Napoli centric, right? And we love our team. We don't want to see our rivals winning, right? But when you look at how the league is represented outside of Italy, like how people feel about us, right? And then to come in here and totally kill it in Europe, even if it's just for one round, even if it's just for one match day, we just really showed up. And league like the Premier League didn't. And for me, I'm happy about that. Yes, even though Juve is our rival, I'm still happy that it was them over Nantes, right? I'm still happy that it could be them. Or actually, I kind of want Freiburg to beat them here now. But a little part of me, a small part of me, wants to win the Champions League and have Juve win the Europa League so we could play them in the UEFA Super Cup. How freaking awesome would that be? Napoli Juventus Super Cup. That would be pretty sick. But here's the thing: Juve might be stripped of everything and relegated by the end of the season. But yeah, I know I'm with you there too, Antonio. I hope Roma don't make Europe, and that's only really because everybody had them so high up this season, and us, we were like in their low place, right? And look what's happened. Look what's happened. And yeah, so there you go, guys. Napoli Lazio is this Friday, I believe. And my cousin asked me why we're playing on Friday. I'm 100% that it's because Lazio have the Conference League on Thursday that week. So, obviously next weekend or next midweek, sorry, Champions League comes back, but it's not our round. It's Milan's round. They play Tottenham, and then ours is on the 15th, like I mentioned earlier. But Europa League do play two legs, back to back, and it starts next week. And Lazio has AZ Alkmaar in the Conference League Tuesday the 7th. Oh, Tuesday the 7th? Wow, they play Tuesday. That's interesting. Yeah, usually they do play one game on an odd day. Okay, Tuesday the 7th. So that's probably why they're Friday game, because they play on Tuesday. AZ Alkmaar. Cool. And then next our game is a Friday at 2:45, which does suck, and that's that. But what are you gonna do? We're the first. Hey, listen, it sucks. I don't like playing on a Friday. I'm busy at work. It's tough to watch. It's tough to pay attention. But we're the first game. We're out of it's out of the way. It's done. We don't have to worry about anyone else. We don't have to anyway, but still we play our game and then we make everybody else catch up to us, right? So there's a positive about that. All right, guys, I would put on some closing music if I had some, but I don't. My name's not Raff Bizarro. So what I am going to do is once again on the scroll below us, I'm going to post the club meets that are coming up for Tri-State Napoli Club once again. As you can see, Napoli Frankfurt, Wednesday the 15th at 4 o'clock. Napoli Milan, Sunday the 2nd at 2:45. Try to get there about an hour earlier. Both of those meets are at Ribalta. Go to try_Napoli Rant. I'm sorry, try_Napoli Club at any of the social medias that that you can get your hands on. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. Please follow us. Please support us. You don't have to smash the like button. You can gently tap it. But give us a follow on Twitter at Napoli Rant. Give us a follow, same Twitter, Instagram at Napoli Rant, and look for the Napoli Rant with Raff and Raff on YouTube. Subscribe, do all that great stuff. Like this episode, share this episode, make it aware. Listen, I'm seeing a lot more Napoli fans come out of the woodwork each and every week. I pay attention to the social media. I know that they're out there, and I know that some of them don't follow us. If you've got friends that are not following us, try to get them to follow us, right? Just say, hey, have you seen the Napoli Rant? Check them out. Here, share our pages, share our stuff. Really, really appreciate if you could do that. That would be amazing. And we would love you forever and ever. Amen. All right, you guys. It's been a great show. Again, Napoli Lazio Friday. We'll be back on Monday. Hopefully, Biz will be back too. He's been busy. He's doing a lot of hockey stuff. But let's get a Forza Napoli in the chant. I really want to pull that out there right now. Say Forza Napoli. And guys, we are on course for destiny. And if we don't get these records, at least we're going to win a freaking Scudetto, which is all I could ever ask for in my lifetime, is to watch a Scudetto with my father, with my kids, with my family. Very special to me. Forza Napoli sempre, everybody. Ciao, ciao. We'll see you on Monday. Forza Napoli sempre.